Okay, Tony, we're live from Disney's Animal Kingdom. Take us around.
Well, Jumbo, everybody, welcome to Disney's Animal Kingdom. The first official reopening day to everybody, not cast members, not pass holders, everybody. We're here in the Oasis, which is normally full of wildlife and animal experts to tell us about said wildlife. There aren't any right now, but that's late in the day. That's to be expected. It is 4 o'clock here. If you've ever been to Animal Kingdom before, usually you come in the morning and then go someplace else. But I've been here since about 10 o'clock this morning, checking everything out, and it's been fantastic. Don't let other social media tags tell you otherwise. And let's head in. I always like going this way because it keeps true to the spirit of exploration that is Disney's Animal Kingdom. And here we are. It is a fantastic day here at Animal Kingdom. It is very hot, though, and very sticky. And it's scientifically proven that Animal Kingdom is 10 degrees hotter than any other Disney park on the planet. Throughout the day, boats have been going by, little pontoon boats down here with musicians and different characters waving hello. It's been pretty frequent, but it's not scheduled because they don't want a crowd gathering on the bridges. So we don't really know when that'll happen.
Hey, Tony, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
I know Magic Kingdom had 3 relaxation zones.
Okay.
Where are they at Animal Kingdom?
The only one I've seen, I haven't studied a map, but I'll point them out as we go by them. The only one I've seen is at Pizzafari, right before you head over to Pandora. I've also, because it's been so hot, I've stopped a few places off to the side, like almost old smoking areas. And I've had cast members not say anything to me, so maybe they're just poorly marked. But I've only seen one giant designated area. Like I said, it's a little late in the day for Animal Kingdom. You can tell the park has been low to begin with. But now everybody's kind of done for the day. It's also been raining off and on. Normally this is full of PhotoPass folks, but let's get real close because this is one of the most beautiful park icons, in my opinion. Feel free to make that a loop and leave it on a TV in the background or something. All right. Normally I go to Dino Land first, but we'll do something a little different. If I'm being completely honest, where we're about to go, I don't normally go when I come to Animal Kingdom. I like to forget that this side of the park even exists. I'll be Beastly Kingdom through and through. But let's head over to the Valley of Moara. Yes, there's usually a ton of people, and it's very hard to get that close to the tree. There are ways, which I'll show you in a minute, which are even more desolate now, and it's fantastic. But we'll get there. Here is that one relaxation zone I had already mentioned. Right here outside of Pizzafari. Pizza Safari itself is closed. There's a nice little patio over here where you could take your mask off if you need to, and it's distanced quite a bit. Finding Nemo Musical is closed right now, yes. You'll see a lot of the animal exhibits that make up Animal Kingdom are labeled with an entrance and an exit only. So it's one-way traffic to see the animals. This is the Otter Grotto. It doesn't look like they're running amok right now. I feel you, Patty. We all were counting the days here. Epcot and Animal Kingdom are my favorite. So I was really looking forward to today. And I was definitely not disappointed. One thing I will say too is because it's so quiet today, you could hear a lot of the background music that you normally can't hear.
Hey, Tony, can I ask you a question about Pandora?
Yeah,
So since that's however many million light years away,
I think it's 4.1. Yes.
yeah, how do you still have to wear a mask? Has COVID gotten to Pandora or?
I do believe they do. I'm a little upset because I already went the 4.1 million light years to Pandora earlier today, and that Navi Shaw woman definitely was not wearing her mask. So I don't know if the Navi are exempt, but all humans who visit the Valley of Moara are required to wear their mask. Maybe to prevent from spreading to the Navi. I'm not sure. But we're about to take that trek as we go over this way. The bridge that leads us 4.1 million light years to the moon of Pandora. Remnants set. So, if anybody has ever been to the moon of Pandora before, and here in the Valley of Moara, they know there's so many people that are normally on an expedition with Alpha Centauri expeditions, and it's insanely crowded. Not so much. If you look, there's already queue markings back here on the ground. This, I believe, is the technical end of Flight of Passage. Or it might be this one. This one might be the Navi River Journey, and this one might be the Flight of Passage. But either way, they are prepped and ready for it to come all the way out here if they need to. Good evening. Every ride at Animal Kingdom, including the one we're kind of going towards, Flight of Passage, is 5 minutes. I know I've been sending some of our news folks pictures all throughout the day of the empty queues. More Q markings. And they go all the way back that way. That back way is also the bridge to not Animal Kingdom, Africa. We're at Animal Kingdom. No Instagram photo shoots going on right here today. Or is it this one? Or that one? Or that one? I don't remember. Now, guys, I will say this. This is the most shocking thing. I didn't even know this sign was capable of doing this. I always thought it was programmed to have at least 3 digits. This is Flight of Passage. Normally, there's a 2, and then a 4, and then a 0 on that sign. And that just says 5.
Hey, Tony, have you done Flight of Passage today?
I have done Flight of Passage today.
What are the modifications once you get inside?
Once you get inside, you know what? Well, it's just a lot more of this. But once you get into like the lab areas, and the pre-show with the guy, fly, that the first part where he asks you to move around a bit, you'll walk right through. Once you get into the next one, they have rezoned it by party, so they'll only allow 3 or 4 people in parties, I should say, in that room. And while they have Jackie Ogden explain the Banshees and everything like that, there are plexiglass dividers through all the switchbacks.
So
Like-
let me get this straight. They removed the part of the experience where you get decontaminated.
Yes, we're a fan of irony here at Pandora. There's no air blast. There's none of that. So you actually are going in fully contaminated, and then heading into your flight area. Once you're in the flight area, they group you and they leave an empty seat, essentially, between each party or passenger. When I was in there, there was another single rider with me, and we got so of the 8 seats, I believe it is, only 2 were taken, and there was room between us. And then if you want to go on the Navi River journey, which is better as a pre-show to Flight of Passage, it's also 5 minutes today. The park closes at 6. I kind of wish it were open a little later, because now would be the time to explore with all the lighting and bioluminescence of this world. I didn't realize how creepy these are. It's just terrifying.
Hey, Tony, are those faces what happened to the Spectrum?
Oh, that hurt my soul. I believe this is what happened to all the Cirque performers, but hopefully they'll be back soon. Okay, so let's head off the moon of, I almost said moon of Endor, the moon of Pandora, and head back to our world. Let's go this way. Let's go the non-traditional way. So I'll say this right now just to get it out of my system. This little creek right here is my favorite part of Pandora. If anybody can guess why, they'll get a gold star.
I give up. Why?
Okay. This little creek is the only thing left over from when it was Camp Mini Mickey. And it used to have statues of the Disney characters like Donald and Huey, Dewey, and Louie fishing alongside or napping alongside the little creek. If we're going to talk about trivia too, it's so quiet you could actually notice it now. Pandora has no BGM, has no background music. Everything is wildlife sounds. I'm going to pick up speed a little bit because I can definitely hear one of those boats going by. Launchpad! Launchpad! I don't know if you can tell I like Launchpad McQuack. And he's got nobody else to wave to. It's still way down there. But yeah, that's how the characters roam these days. In this instance, they're floating by. I apologize if anybody had their volume up. That was probably loud. And by up, I mean way up. Donald and Daisy were with Launchpad McQuack, yes.
Hey Tony, what are those social distance markings on the ground for? What are they?
I'm fairly confident, I would say 85% sure, that this is extended queue for Flight of Passage. Because the entire perimeter of Pandora has these. Now, that said, we are approaching Harambe. So part of me also wonders if some of this might be for Festival of the Lion King when that comes back as well. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this secret club right here. I'll tell you a hint, though, what this building is. That Swahili phrase right under where it says Harambe House translates to 33. That's all I'm saying.
Do you know what franc translates to?
European currency? I'm not sure.
No, franc is Swahili for "it's my lucky day." It's one of the things I learned from Animal Kingdom.
I feel like it's interchangeable. Could be Joe, could be Steve. Oh, more wildlife at Animal Kingdom here. You see that? There we go. That's an escapee from Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. Didn't get a chance to shine. But yeah, it looks like these markings here go this way and hook back in towards the Harambe Theater. So I'm under the impression that that's for Festival Lion King.
It's kind of weird they have the queue set up for it, even though it's not running.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check that. Hey guys, is Festival Lion King showing? Is there shows? That's what I thought. Okay. That's I kind of figured that, so I appreciate it though. Thank you guys. So, as he just informed us, it's a delayed opening, so they are expecting it at some point soon. Another butterfly. Sorry, I'm chasing butterflies. I'm like a 5-year-old. Coming up on the Tusker House here. Let's turn and head into Harambe. Yeah, I had seen that earlier. That's why I was a little confused when I saw the queue and everything set up as well. Harambe is very, very quiet. It was quiet when I came earlier too. Usually there's some kind of performances going on, all kinds of other things. But let's head on up to Kilimanjaro Safaris, the park's signature attraction. Because it is so hot and muggy. When I was on it earlier, a lot of the animals were very inactive.
So the Wilderness Explorer experience is still running?
That is still running. Some of the areas with the Wilderness Explorers, they, like at the one at the exit of It's Tough to Be a Bug, are limited to like one party at a time or anything like that. But in terms of getting the stamps and stickers and everything like that, that's still occurring. This one, I'm going to come back over here. And you'll see that they're asked to wait behind this line. But the Wilderness Explorers are still here, giving out those badges. Now, interestingly, on the safari, as you'll go through, modifications on that ride, every row on every truck has a canvas barrier with like a clear plastic, and they're grouped every other row. If you've been on the attraction before, you know about halfway down the queue, that's where Fast Pass and the standby lines meet, but they're right next to each other. That is still there, but there's no Fast Pass now. It is a secondary access point, like for guests with disabilities, such. But they have a plexiglass barrier between the two lanes. Now we're heading towards Gorilla Falls, I haven't done this yet. Just saving it. But that way you can kind of see too how the animal experiences are different, because Animal Kingdom obviously is the only park in the realm of Disney parks that has all the animal exhibits, save for Epcot if you want to count the living seas. But so these policies and procedures are definitely exclusive to this park, I would say, in terms of the animals. Hey guys, how are you? Good, thank you. Thank you. Good to be back. Thanks, guys. Oh, good. So we're gonna see some gorillas. You'll see everything about the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail Sanctuary, but also keep your distance. Again, it's very hot and very sticky today. I feel like the first act of Jurassic Park when they don't see anything. But they're definitely here. Oh, here we are. I don't know if you can see them. They're definitely up top there. Yeah, let's see, for the safety of the primates, please remain behind this line. So even though you've got, the fence here and then the fence here, they also want you back here as well. Calabas monkey. Could not remember what that was called earlier. Hi there. Also, my shoe is wet, so you could probably hear that too, and I apologize. Good, how are you doing? Good. Let's go find these gorillas. I always want it to be foggy when I'm walking this trail. That way I could see some gorillas in the mist.
You know what they should do, Tony?
What's up?
Take the Sigourney Weaver AA from Great Movie Ride and put her there.
I thought that was the one who does the Jackie Ogden performance in Flight of Passage. So this is one of the aviaries. The other one's in the Maharaja Jungle Trek in Asia. Okay, wow, so none of the actual, hi there. None of the actual reptiles are available. Thank you. Good to be back. Hi, guys. Thank you so much. I have a Pixar mask on. I've been hearing that all day.
Cass seems in a super good mood. Not that they're not always in a good mood, but
I also feel like they just like seeing people. I've always loved the color of the fish in this lagoon here. Pond, pool. the hippo pool. You can kind of see coming up over the water just a bit. Definitely down there. I'm breaking a rule. Sorry. There is a rope here, probably to prevent exactly what happened here. Handprints and everything else. Excuse me, all over the glass. And then especially with the aviary and everything like that, with the doors, some hand sanitizer right here. That is frequent pretty much everywhere. Right entrances, right exits. I will say earlier I rode Dinosaur and the safety bar was sticky. I don't know if it was from other people holding it, but I definitely whipped out some hand sanitizer. I carry my own with me. I'm not the biggest fan of the park sanitizers, but they're still good regardless. Jumbo, guys.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys? Good.
We have some Debbie's zebra right here.
All right.
And then on that side, we have a lot of our slender-tailed meerkat.
Okay.
They were hanging out over here, and I put a little biblet. And oh, there's one right there.
Okay. Scurry, sniff, flinch.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys hear that all the time. I'm sorry.
Every meerkat is a boy.
Okay.
And then all 4 of our zebras are going to be girls. It's going to be 2 moms and 2 offspring.
Nice. From those moms?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, so we have Zuri and Zalika, right? And Yuka and Laylee. Always pretty positive on Yuka and Laylee. When I say Zuri and Zalika, then I get that right.
Names are hard. It's all right.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you who to though. And then all these meerkats, I could not tell you their names, but they're all named after rock stars.
Okay. Which one is Stevie Nicks?
I don't know if we have that. I know we have
Trick question.
Prince.
You said they're all boys.
Nirvana, Jovi, and Bentley. I don't know where Bentley came from. I don't know many rock stars named Bentley, but
They drive them.
yeah.
That's what I got. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Also, we have a friend waiting for us right here. 3 of them. Sorry, I'm watching you eat. My apologies. I'm the same way. I'll walk away. Hi there.
Hey, how are you?
You can kind of see some more back here. This is an artist rendering of when I first attempted the cha-cha slide at a wedding. Fun fact. Does Animal Kingdom have those amazing Together Again t-shirts too? I have seen them in the Chester and Hester Dinorama gift shop. That was this morning. I've heard they're moving pretty quickly off the shelves. I do think they're also at the Discovery Island Trading Company, which is as you're exiting the park on the left. Island Mercantile, which is the one on the right as you're exiting, is closed. I agree, James. I love Animal Kingdom. Hi guys, how are you? Good, thanks.
I don't see any cool.
We saw some earlier.
In the shade saying cool.
I don't blame them. This is interesting. Oh, it's more Wilderness Explorer stuff. As you can see, they have the markers over there for the Wilderness Explorers. But right beneath me is an arrow telling me to go this way. And then again, more extended barriers back at the Colobus monkey. See him up there. Or her. All right, we're heading out of Gorilla Falls now. The exploration trail, and we'll head out towards Asia. Into a moon of Pandora, Africa and Asia, all within half an hour. That's something. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Tony, while you do that, I'm going to share some pictures that came up on Instagram from Zach Ridley from WDI of Animal Kingdom today. So there he is with Dwayne, the VP of Animal Kingdom at the Tree of Life. This is from Magic Kingdom, but it's obviously him and Jeff Valley, the president of Walt Disney World, saying it was a historic and emotional moment, welcoming back our guests and cast to the Magic Kingdom. To everyone across the world who hold this place dear to your hearts, know the magic is alive and strong, and that's just what the world needs. Stay safe and positive. And here's actually a picture of him at Coronado Springs, which is being used for the NBA. And there he's back in the Magic Kingdom, where you can see in the background that they are working on the new look. So.
Speaking of Instagram, now we're in the Harambe Market. With the infamous Pichwa Mickey wall. I have been told from sources who are quite prominent in the Harambe Village Marketplace area that Pichwa is Swahili for hidden.
Just a few reminders. Please
So
wear a face
technically,
towel. Clean your hands often and
it's a
thoroughly.
hidden Mickey,
Cover your
even
mouth
though it's
and
not
nose when
hidden
coughing and sneezing,
in a
and
traditional
maintain
sense.
physical distancing. Thank you.
How often do they play those announcements?
Those announcements are playing about I would say between every 5 and 10 minutes. They play throughout the park. They play park-wide, and they play them in attraction queues as well. It's a little kind of throws you off if you're more used to the traditional experience. So you're going down like I was, because especially like Flight of Passage and Kilimanjaro Safaris, and to an extent Expedition Everest, they all have lengthy queues. So as you're walking through them, You'll probably hear it at least once, so it kind of like takes you out of it for a minute. But it's short enough to where it's not completely ruining the experience, but it's good. I'll answer this one more last question. I haven't been to Magic Kingdom yet, so I can't speak for that. But I definitely am very happy to be back at Animal Kingdom. So this was an old smoking area. I just saw a family down there take their masks off. I don't think it's one of those official relaxation zones, but at least they had like the foresight and decency to excuse themselves off of the main path. That's one thing I've seen today is a lot of people are following those guidelines, and a lot of cast members are enforcing it when they don't. The one I saw specifically was people who didn't have the mask covering their nose, and some cast members approached them and said, "You got to cover your nose," and they did. It was good. So a lot of these little carts, I can't tell if they're closed or closed because it's late in the day. But it looks like these ones are open still. Mr. Kamal's. Again, a show with a queue set up and everything, but no shows. I'm also not going to lie. I did not realize this was Russell and Doug for a very long time until after the up transition took place at this theater. So it was a long time, embarrassingly long that I had never noticed those. But that also shows I don't go to that show that often. The Up Great Bird Adventure, when it is back, is a show with live avian creatures that fly dangerously close to your head. I say dangerous loosely, it's not actually dangerous. They're well-controlled environment. PhotoPass is still around. Photographers taking pictures. And in designated areas like this one, they even have the queue markings there too. Coffee locations are open with those giant donuts. Earlier, and this was great. I actually really enjoyed this. The monkeys that are usually on this temple here and swinging on the ropes were actually quite active and quite noisy. I enjoyed seeing them out and about. But I was in the Maharaja Jungle Trek, and you could hear everything they were doing.
Do you have any idea when they're going to finish the reconstruction of that temple?
With Chapek in charge, I have a feeling it might become a new Indiana Jones attraction. But no, those apes kind of sloppy on the job. See them sleeping up there? I've lived here 14 years now, and that temple hasn't got much progress done. I thought I saw another boat going by. There they are. Pocahontas and Miko. I will say it's cool, and I didn't, just from what I had seen on the internet from previews, I think it's cool that it's more than just Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy on the boats. I saw Timon and Rafiki earlier. I've seen Chip and Dale in their dinosaur costumes earlier.
So most of the attractions are open, but the shows are still not running, and also temporarily closed is the Boneyard, which I guess makes a lot of sense.
Correct. Yes, the Boneyard being the playground with the find your own fossil dig pit thing, sandbox. That's all closed. Primeval Whirl is also closed, and I noticed earlier on the paper maps. I don't know about the app. I didn't look at the map on the app, but on the paper maps, the illustration of Primeval Whirl is still there, but it is no longer listed as an attraction. It's not on there at all.
Yeah, in the app, the attractions that are temporarily closed are not listed anymore. So even if it's Primeval World's a little interesting because it was kind of gone seasonal before all this this happened, but the Boneyard and other experiences like that aren't listed currently.
Another thing I noticed today too. Say what you will about Rivers of Light. I am one of the fans who enjoys it. I know I'm in the minority on that one. But the theater, because it's not being used, all that seating space, they actually opened up. So you can go and just sit down and take a break if you need to. There are no signs saying like it's a mask-free zone or anything like that, but it's definitely open just to sit and hang out. I was a little surprised too to see earlier today that this bar was open. I don't think it is right now. Again, everything's winding down, but see, just theater entrance. I can just come and sit. Earlier, I saw people eating lunch on the tables. You can see the overflow queue as needed for Expedition Everest, Legend of the Forbidden Mountain. That's one thing I noticed too, especially with the new signage. They're embracing that subtitle, which they forgot about for a long time. And if you look too, right next to the standby entrance sign, you'll see where it says the Fast Pass normally is. And that's all covered. Earlier when I went on Dinosaur, there were people who were convinced they had a Fast Pass for that attraction, even though there is no Fast Pass right now. Despite the Rivers of Light Fast Pass entrance signs telling you otherwise. I'll come down here really fast. Thanks, James. Come down here really quick. At the base of the tallest mountain in Florida. And if you watch this train, there was a total of 6 people on it. Watch this one going up there. As they load them, separate parties are separated by at least one row You have to wear the masks the whole time. Uh-oh.
Fun fact, Tony, I was at the dedication of this bridge.
Oh, yeah? When was that?
It was probably 2003, 2004.
That's right. I forgot this bridge wasn't actually part of the park when it first opened because this was all nothing.
Yeah, it was a big deal because I was in Dino Land. I was a Dino Land cast member when they built it, and it was kind of like a big step into connecting the whole park together.
It definitely does that. And then, 10 years later, maybe more, probably more, there's a theater wedged in it now, too.
Well, the theater was there since opening day.
No,
Remember-
I'm sorry. The Rivers of Light Theater. I know the
Yeah.
Theater in the Wild has been here. Because it had the Jungle Book show, and then it had Tarzan Rocks, and then it had Finding Nemo the musical.
Fun
Which is
story.
also
One day, Tarzan Rocks took too many call-ins, and so they said that they didn't have enough people to put on the quality of show. So my manager said, went over the radio and said, the 12 o'clock Tarzan Rocks show has been canceled due to a lack of talent.
My Tarzan Rock story, it was January of 2006. I had just moved here for my Walt Disney World college program. And there was a giant crowd outside Tarzan Rocks. And I said, okay, I'm here for 8 months, however long it was. I'll definitely come back and see it at some point while I'm on my college program. That was the last day of Tarzan Rocks, and I had no idea.
That doesn't seem like you. Seems like you would have been all up on the internet news.
2006 was a different time. Actually, I probably would have. I don't know why I didn't catch that. It was also the last day of the cast preview for Expedition Everest, if my memory serves me right on that. This is a far cry from when Rivers of Light dumps. Now we're heading into Dino Land USA, which is still celebrating Donald's Dino Bash, which I think was supposed to be temporary a summer or 2 or 3 ago. I will say I've gotten a little bit of enjoyment today out of seeing how few people want to ride Triceratops Spin.
It kind of looks like some of these attractions don't need to even worry about social distancing because there's not enough people to.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of been like that all morning.
But is the park sold out?
It was my understanding that today did book up. But it's also late in the day. Primeval World. It's also late in the day, and I feel like everybody has already done what they came to do and then left. So I will say this too. At one point, I've been to Dinoland 3 or 4 times today. I know, again, I'm in the minority. Dinoland's my favorite. But at one point in the day, too, Dinosaur did go down. Off the record, that was how I knew Animal Kingdom was back and open for business. Dinosaur went down as normal. But
What's that lounge
Randy-
sign?
say that again?
The lounge A-frame?
This is actually one of my favorite. This was a new offering not too long before the parks closed. I want to say a couple of months. And if it's still open, I'll pop in really fast. I actually adore this because I'm a big dinosaur nerd. It's just an offshoot of Restaurantosaurus. But it's a little bar. How's it going? I'm good, thank you. Just a little bar. Hi again. And there's more seating back here too, which also shares with Restaurantosaurus. But they took a little used corner of Restaurantosaurus here in Dinoland and turned it into a little lounge. Normally it's not this loud and crowded, but secret's out, I guess. And nothing says dinosaurs like Benny Hill music. Thank you so much. Now we'll head in towards the Dino Institute here. This is Dino Sue. This is what happens when you don't social distance. Earlier, I heard a kid upset that she isn't wearing her mask. The movie fan in me, eyebrow started twitching a little bit, eyelashes, whatever, because he is Aladar, and he doesn't need a mask. Now, once you're inside Dinosaur, actually, let's walk in. It's not too crazy. Let's walk in. I would love to go get that dino, but I would also not like to lose this. The phone and the gimbal and everything. Thank you so much. We'll pop in really fast here. Show you. Now, once you are past this area, and you go into the theater room, you actually go right through the pre-show, and it's more queue. And then you'll go down the pre-show. You skip through, kind of like you might have seen already with the stretch room on the Haunted Mansion. You'll go all the way through.
Please wear a face covering. Clean your hands often and thoroughly. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing, and maintain physical distancing. Thank you.
See, like I said, it's even playing in the queue. But yeah, you'll go down, and then as you get in the vehicle, I tweeted this picture earlier to Laughing Place's Twitter account. There's a plexiglass shield behind the first row And then they'll usually keep that second row empty and then put another party in the third row.
Well, Tony, thanks so much for taking us on a little tour of Disney's Animal Kingdom on its first day back open to the public.
Okay,
And
absolutely.
don't forget, everyone, 7:30 Pacific time, we got Disney Trivia Live with Doobie and Gideon. And then Jeremiah will actually be back at Disney's Animal Kingdom tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. I'm sorry, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And we'll check in with Tony again soon. Bye, Tony.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining me.